Our culture, our world, us, we as people, we are obsessed with the idea of love. We love love. And the truth is that people around us, songs around us, they are always talking about and essentially subconsciously educating us about love. And I believe that the reason that we have a marriage and divorce problem is because we actually have a dating problem. I want us to talk very briefly, just for a few moments, just about a biblical model for dating. 3 M's of preparation that if you and I are going to date well. And once we get these 3 check marks off, I think it proves to ourselves and to God that we are ready to date and marry in a healthy and holy way. And the first one is this, that if you and I are going to prepare well, it has to start with a relationship with the Master. God created Adam first, right? And that means that Adam spent time with God before Eve was even around. If you and I are ever going to be ready for a relationship, it must start with a healthy relationship with the Master. If you and I are going to sustain healthy dating relationships and healthy marital relationships, it means that Jesus should be your and my all-time best friend. That a good relationship with the Master means that I don't have to be poked and prodded to spend time with God. When I have a good relationship with the Master, I have a desire to spend time with God. I have a desire to be on God's good side. I have a desire to have a relationship with God. Not a desire that's rooted in my parents wanting me to know God, but a desire that is rooted in me wanting a genuine relationship with God. The second thing is we have to have a decent understanding of our mission. Adam needs somebody to help him work and keep the garden. It's not good that he's alone. He should have a partner in this mission and in this work that I have given him. It's not just getting married based off my preferences. You're getting married so that you both can enhance the purpose that God has seated deep down in your hearts already. Here's a third one. You and I have to learn to manage, I told you I'm Baptist, our mood. And it says after all of that, there was no helper found suitable for Adam. Then God made Eve. Now here's the deal. If Adam is getting emotional and looking at the end of this line of these animals that he's naming and says, oh my goodness, I don't see anything, but I don't want to be alone. So I'm just going to settle for whatever this last beast is. I'm going to call this one helper. Okay, this is going to be my helper. You and I are thinking husband and spouse. God just said helper. Says, let me find a helper for Adam. Adam could have said, oh man, I need this horse to help me plow the field. I don't want to be alone. Am I going to have to do all of this work on my own? But that's not what happens. He says, hey, none of these things are suitable. I'm looking for the one that God wants from me. So he says no to everybody else at the risk of being alone because he didn't want to settle. And you and I will have opportunities to settle. You and I will have opportunities to be with people that are not who God wants us to be with. And if you let your loneliness drive you to being with a fool or a foolish person, you will suffer the consequences for the rest of your life. So we cannot let our loneliness, our moodiness, our desire to be booed up on Valentine's Day and cuffing season, do not let your desire to have somebody because you see everybody else with somebody drive you to settling or making a decision out of your loneliness.